This is wrestling's greatest moments.
Hey now, wrestling fans! It's time for another episode of Wrestling's Greatest Moments. Remember those days when our loved ones learned we were wrestling fans and decided to get us a wrestling gift? While their hearts were in the right place, the results were sometimes dreadful, as seen by some of these products. Sit back as Wrestling's Greatest Moments looks at Wrestling Merch Madness, the Cringe Collection, Part 1. Before we get started though, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single video. Apparel. Pro wrestling still has t-shirts that stand the test of time, including the classic Hulkamania shirt, the Macho Man sunglasses shirt, and of course, the New World Order black and white t-shirt. While there are a few other exceptions, the majority of wrestling t-shirts are the equivalent of wearing a t-shirt that says, "I've officially outsourced my self-worth to the nearest bag of chips." Here's a sampling of the very worst, but let us know if we missed any notable disasters. Let's get these two first ones out of the way, as many fans believe they epitomize everything bad about wrestling t-shirts. Lousy designs, an in-joke that even wrestling fans don't find funny, or something so embarrassing you'd prefer wearing a Kick Me t-shirt. APA. We'll keep this one short, because only Bradshaw and Farouk could get away with wearing this without snide remarks or physical altercations. Anyone else had better hire the APA for protection. Vince loves Rooster. D-Generation X's feud with Vince McMahon and the Spirit Squad was fun for about 2 weeks. Although DX's Hell in a Cell match against Vince, Shane McMahon, and The Big Show is still fun to watch, largely because the WWE Universe was thrilled to see Shawn Michaels and Triple H reunite. However, the storyline got old, especially when DX ended up looking like two middle-aged guys trying to join a college fraternity. The joke that Vince McMahon enjoyed Rooster, put that into the innuendo machine, was tired, but not as beat up as the WWE releasing the shirt for public consumption. Bret Hart American Flag t-shirt. Many t-shirt fails boil down to awful designs that no one would dig a sewer line in, let alone wear at a public gathering. However, this one is another example of someone being asleep at the wheel when it comes to knowing your product. Here, Bret Hart is boldly emblazoned on a t-shirt with an American flag behind him, while there are maple leaves dotting the shirt, presumably to honor the Hitman's Canadian heritage. There's nothing that explains this, especially given Hart's nationality, as well as a storyline where he berated Americans. While this shirt might have been good for patriotic wrestlers such as Hacksaw Jim Duggan, this was the equivalent of seeing an Iron Sheik t-shirt with an American flag on it, with pictures of Ayatollah Khomeini dotting the background. No Holds Barred shirt. No Holds Barred, a film so wretched it's become the stuff of legend, and the epitome of what happens when hubris teams up with a multi-million-dollar budget. Here, Vince McMahon's attempt to produce a Hulk Hogan vehicle saw it crash and burn, but Vince being Vince, he sifted through the wreckage to create the Zeus vs. Hogan feud and this puzzling piece of merchandise. Given the lack of effort put into making the movie, this t-shirt's lack of quality isn't surprising. Nitro for Men Fragrances t-shirt. Wrestling's Greatest Moments has never understood paying for a t-shirt to promote a product, unless it's free, and even then it's likely being worn at home or used as a cleaning rag. While you can't fault WCW for trying to get away with releasing its own Nitro-branded cologne, it's difficult to imagine anyone wearing many of WCW's t-shirts, let alone one promoting Nitro for Men. Hulk Hogan Pastamania t-shirt. This t-shirt isn't a chick magnet, but a quick magnet for getting beat up. This shirt is the equivalent of wearing a Bay City Rollers or Rick Springfield concert t-shirt back when you were in high school. And yes, we have a Pastamania video in the works. Goldberg Halloween mask. Did this mask inspire Goldberg's casting in the holiday horror film Santa's Sleigh? We'll leave that question up to you. Food. Pro wrestling and food, not to mention drink, are a great combination, whether you're at a house show or watching at home. Pro wrestling's success with merchandising made it inevitable that fans would be subjected to shameless ploys at pushing food. While there were some palatable picks like breakfast cereal, which invariably ended up being knockoffs of your favorite sweetened cereal. The rest of these were food in the same way that a brick is a pillow. Hulk Hogan frozen cheeseburgers. Hulk Hogan's frozen cheeseburgers epitomize Hulk Hogan's alter ego, the Huckster, as it shows there's nothing he wouldn't try to sell. And like famed cartoon pitchman Krusty the Clown, the merchandise was always suspect. As many people have noted about the burger, the ingredients are enough to make you consider eating the container rather than the alleged cheeseburgers. Indeed, the ingredient melt instead of cheese is evidence enough to put this right up there with Krusty Burgers, which, as any Simpsons fans know, boasted of being America's #1 meat-flavored sandwich. WWF fruit drinks. Vince McMahon must have seen the success of Jim Davis's Garfield merchandise machine, which was parodied with Bill the Cat in Bloom County, and felt that the Hulkster was also the Huckster. Here, WWF fruit juice drinks, which boasted of being 10% fruit juice with no artificial colors and no artificial flavors, not to mention any preservatives. Presumably the other 90% was water, but like the prayers, the training, and the vitamins, you never knew what else was going on. Hulk Hogan Candy Dispenser. WCW's efforts to sell any schlock includes this bizarre-looking candy dispenser that seems to simulate what would happen if the candy equivalent of a xenomorph burst free from the Hulkster's stomach. Squeeze a Hulkster, and candy, or what looks like miniature strands of Play-Doh, emerge from his stomach. UWF Cookies. Herb Abrams' Universal Wrestling Federation was known for many things, most of them having to do with a troubled promoter that didn't stop old Herb from releasing merchandise, and just like Abrams' UWF promotion, there was no rhyme or reason, especially his decision to release UWF branded cookies. These cookies featured 3 different wrestlers, each with his own signature flavor. Steve Wild Thing Ray Oatmeal Raspberry Cookies. The UWF's homegrown talent was so wild, he apparently liked his oatmeal cookies with a hint of raspberry. Steve Dr. Death Williams Pina Colada Cookies. Wrestling's greatest moments can't imagine Dr. Death drinking pina coladas, let alone eating cookies with the flavor of the tropical drink. Paul Mr. Wonderful Orndorff Oatmeal Cookies. This one falls into the Today I Learned category. Apparently, when Mr. Wonderful wasn't running around beating up wrestlers or thinking about how Hulk Hogan tried to eclipse his career, he enjoyed oatmeal cookies. Hulk Hogan Foam Ear and Hand. Did WCW realize the Hulkamania foam fingers were trademarked by the WWF? Or was this just a case of the design team needing something by the end of the day, and it was already 4:45 p.m.? Whatever the reason, this design seems better suited for a piece of Cactus Jack and or Vader merchandise than that for the Hulkster. WCW Play Money. Play Money has more uses than just flaunting your wealth in a game of Monopoly. Play Money can be used to help kids learn economics, although parents will quickly discover paying their kids for chores in Play Money is a recipe for years of future therapy. Learning to play casino games, or throwing it at someone who thinks Hillbilly Jim was the 1980s version of Lou Thez and telling them to buy a better opinion. What's truly incredible about some of these items is that someone actually approved them for merchandising. Given the mad variety of bad merchandise, it seems like everything was approved. However, as you see here with this unreleased Kevin Nash item, there were rare moments of lucidity. Unfortunately, most items were released, including this Play Money. The irony here is that WCW's Eric Bischoff spent Ted Turner's real money like it was Play Money and signing talent after talent, some of whom never even appeared on TV. Did they really make this? Bushwhackers Tag Team Talk. If ever a tag team screamed that they needed some hygiene products, it was the Bushwhackers, the WWF's lobotomized version of the hardcore heel team, the Sheepherders. Here, fans apparently had the chance to use this for the described purpose of apply liberally after shower or bath, helps absorb excess moisture and leave skin feeling clean and fresh. The notion that cousins Butch and Luke were clean or fresh is hard to swallow. Then again, the 2 lovable lunatics' fondness for licking fans may have been okay because they used their own product. A more likely purpose for this talk would be the Bushwhackers throwing it into opponents' eyes. Jimmy Garvin's Jimmy Jam. The existence of this product may eclipse the question of whether gorgeous Jimmy Garvin qualifies as an official member of the Fabulous Freebirds. WrestleCrap features it, but wrestling's greatest moments can't find it anywhere, whether it's eBay, Etsy, or the local Goodwill. Like Bushwhackers Tag Team Talk, it's the wrestling equivalent of Bigfoot. People claim to have seen it, but until we find proof, we'll have to settle for speculation. Men of the Danger Zone calendar. The good folks at WrestleCraft have an exhaustive catalog of ludicrous wrestling merchandise ranging from the 1980s until today. One of the oddest is a calendar that Jim Crockett Promotions felt was an incentive for fans to order its special Danger Zone video, available on VHS or beta. According to the site, And if you order now, you'll get a limited edition 1988 Men of the Danger Zone swimsuit calendar. Interestingly, the calendar was comprised mostly of male wrestlers, with one photo of Missy Hyatt and another of Precious. Yet another example of a promotion failing to understand its target audience. Von Erich Family Board Game. Wrestling's Greatest Moments wants to set the record straight about this game, which often shows up in worst merchandise lists due to the well-known tragedies surrounding the Von Erich family. While wrestling fans' hero worship of the Von Erichs may seem misplaced with the benefit of hindsight, it's a situation repeatedly seen in sports and entertainment. That being said, this board game sounds like it was a pretty decent pencil and paper wrestling game. Here's the game's description. It's a fast-paced, exciting game where the players seek victory by pinning the opponent after having weakened him through various holds, blows, and takedowns. You play cards that reduce your opponent's endurance, while at the same time move your wrestling playing pieces on the game board to gain the greatest advantage of the ropes and turnbuckles. This movement becomes critical in tag team matches. Once your opponent's endurance is reduced, you may attempt a pin. Your opponent can try to break the pin once for each count. If he doesn't, you've won, proving you have what it takes to be a Von Erich family world-class champion. Did you ever play or own this game? Let us know in the comments below. Did you ever have the misfortune of receiving any of this merchandise as gifts? Can you believe these products were actually made? Share your thoughts in the comment section, and let us know if there are any videos you'd like Wrestling's Greatest Moments to cover. In the meantime, subscribe to our channel, follow us on X and Instagram, and spread the good news about Wrestling's Greatest Moments, the channel that celebrates the squared circle.